In a quiet African village, under the shade of a towering baobab tree, the elders gathered as they did every evening. Their faces were old and wise, their voices low and full of secrets. One after another, they leaned on their walking sticks, speaking of things only they could understand. Women must never eat the gizzard, Mzee Mwanzo said. Ha! He chuckled to them. This was not just a rule, it was the way things had always been. If a woman ever tasted the gizzard, they said, the balance between men and women would crumble. The elders feared everything from women driving ox carts to demanding seats in their meetings. And oh, how they laughed at the thought. Nearby, Juma, our hero, strolled past with a freshly slaughtered chicken in hand. His wife, Amina, waved at him from their hut. Amina was known for her sharp wit, and Juma was known for being a bit forgetful. And tonight, that habit of his was about to stir up some trouble. The sun was setting, and the smell of roasted chicken filled the air. Juma sat by the fire, carefully turning the bird as Amina peeked over his shoulder. Juma, is that chicken ready, or are you roasting it for the ancestors too? Amina teased. Laughing, Juma fanned the flames with a sheepish grin. When the chicken was finally cooked just right, its skin crispy and brown, Juma served it with pride. And in his eagerness to please his wife, he made the mistake of his life. He placed the gizzard, the prized part, right onto Amina's plate. She bit into it with a happy sigh. This part is delicious. What is it? Amina asked, delighted. Juma suddenly realized he had made a mistake. No. That was the gizzard. Juma's eyes widened in horror. The gizzard? Given to a woman. This wasn't just a mistake, it was a disaster. The elders will never forgive me, Juma said nervously. But Amina just shrugged, wiping her fingers. It's just a piece of chicken, Juma. What's the big deal? By the next morning, the whole village knew. You see, news in this village traveled faster than the river in rainy season. And no one spread it better than Mama Fatuma, the queen of gossip. Mama Fatuma, whispering loudly, said, "Did you hear? Juma gave the gizzard to his wife. A woman ate the gizzard." Soon, small groups of men gathered in hushed circles, shaking their heads. Mwenga, a tall dark man, whispered to his friend, "What if other women hear of this and demand the gizzard too?" Bardi responded, "Next thing you know, they'll be driving carts." Even the children got in on the fun, running around the village chanting, "Amina ate the gizzard. Amina ate the gizzard." Poor Juma. He could feel the walls closing in. If he didn't do something fast, the whole village might erupt in chaos. Juma and Amina were summoned before the elders under the great baobab tree. The old men sat in a solemn circle, their faces stern. Elder Mwanzo looked at Juma gravely. "Juma, do you understand the seriousness of what you've done?" Juma muttered, "It was an accident, I swear." Amina fearlessly defended her husband. "It's just a piece of chicken. What's the big deal?" The elders gasped in unison. Amina's words cut through tradition like a knife through soft butter. Just as the tension reached its peak, an unexpected voice broke through the air. An elderly woman came forward laughing. "You men are making too much noise over nothing." It was Mama Kozu, the oldest and wisest woman in the village. She leaned on her walking stick, though everyone knew she didn't really need it. Mama Koza grinned and told her story. Let me tell you a secret. I've eaten the gizzard more times than I can count. And look at me, I'm still here, healthier than all of you. The elders, caught between laughter and tradition, realized that perhaps they had taken the rule a little too far. Elder Pili, grinning, maybe, we need to loosen up. Elder Tatu, but not too much. We can't just throw tradition away. How about this? The men can keep the gizzard, but if a woman really wants it, she can have it now and then. Nobody will die. Juma added, scratching his head. As the villagers began to scatter, Amina leaned in close to her husband, smiling. Next time, I'll take the drumstick and the gizzard. Only if I get a bite too. Juma added. And just like that, a little piece of tradition changed, not with anger or force, but with laughter and understanding. Because, in the end, traditions are meant to bring people together, not drive them apart.